Do you ever decorate cookies and it takes you a few more days than you usually do, and you're worried if your cookies aren't that fresh and they might be a little bit too hard when your customer bites into them? I'll show you a really cool trick to make them nice and soft and fresh again. So I'm going to take 2 cookies. I have an iced cookie and an uniced cookie, and we're going to do a comparison between the two. Both these cookies have been out for a really long time. I think I baked them probably months ago, and they've either been sitting in a container for a while. They've also been out open on my counter, so they're quite hard. You can still break them, but there's a little snap to them. So let's go ahead and show you how to make them soft again. So the way that you make a cookie soft again, it's an old trick of putting a piece of bread in a container with your cookies. Now, the super important thing is you do not want the bread to be touching your cookies. So I'm going to leave one outside of the container, the uniced one, so we remember which one it is, and I have my iced one here inside the container so you can see how it reacts with the bread. I'm going to let it sit for a few days. These are really, really old cookies and really hard, so I'm going to let it sit for a while. But usually 1 or 2 days at minimum is totally fine, and it should make them nice and soft. Okay, so let's take our iced cookie out and compare it with our uniced cookie that's been sitting on my counter for a while. Okay, first off, we have the one that's been out on my counter. It's the same, I baked it the same time as the other cookie, and it's got quite a snap to it. And you can tell that it's quite hard. I can break it, but it took a good amount of force. And you can see I'm pushing as hard as I can with my finger, and I just can't crumble that cookie. I just can't. I'm really putting a lot of pressure on it at the edge just to show you. I can get a few crumbs off, but my finger is not going through that cookie very easily. It's pretty hard. Okay, so here's the cookie that I left in the container. We actually left it a little bit too long. It was there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And you can see it breaks so easily. The icing is actually kind of melted almost. It comes off on my finger, you can see there, and I push through like no problem. It's almost, like butter. It just goes through so softly. So if you want to make them softer, a few days max, I would say. You don't want to leave it in there too long like I did. Otherwise, you'll have a melted mess of cookies. But there you go. This is a great little trick to have up your sleeve just in case you need it one of those times that you're not sure if your cookies are good to go or not for your customers. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out all my other tutorials on my channel, and happy baking!